Hi guys, welcome to this video. In this video, let's see how to create piping option using Creo parametric. So for using piping option, like we can directly move forward to assembly and then we can create some datum point so that also we can create piping option. But here I'm going to do it differently. So we are going to create around five more parts and we are going to assemble it and then we are going to create pipeline for that entire assembly part. Okay, so let's get started by creating parts and assembling in this video, and in next video I will try to upload how to create pipeline option in that. So I will do it immediately after releasing this video. So at first we need to select the working directory. Like, I'm going to create new folder here. The folder name as piping, and then this is going to be my working directory. So let's click on new. Let's start with our first part. I'm going to rename it as part 1, and I'm going to select this template as MMNS part for ADABS. So this entire part that I'm going to create in this video is based upon my own dimension. So if you want to change with by your own, like if you want to change it by your own, you can also change it. So I'm going to start with the top sketch. I'm going for the sketch view. So here at first I'm going to create a base for our assembly. So I'm going to enter this dimension as 500 and this height as 300. Then OK. Now I'm going to extrude this to a value of 20. Then click on OK. So this is going to be our base part. So I'm just going to save it and let's move on for the next part. Like we can close this and we can go for new again and click the template, and I'm going to enter this name as part 2. Same unit which we have selected in the previous part, we have to use the same unit so that we will be able to assemble it. So in spots already ABS. So here also I'm going to start with the top plane, extrude, go for the sketch view. I'm going to start the center rectangle again, like with the distance of 100 here, with the distance of 60 here. So then I'm going to extrude it. I'm going to extrude this to a value of 100. Then click on OK. Now I'm going to create some round feature for these edges. So go for round, select all these 4 edges and the round value of 20. Then click on OK. Now this is gonna be our tank-like structure. So I need to create some hollow feature for this. So for that I'm going to use shell tool here. Select this surface and I'm going to adjust this thickness to a value of 3 mm. Then click on OK. So then I'm going to create some input hole for here, and also we need to create output hole on the other hand. So I'm going to select this face, go for extrude, go for the extruded view. Now here I'm going to draw a circle, and I'm going to edit this dimension as a diameter of 12 and this distance as a value of 84, and then click on OK. Now I'm going to extrude this to a value of 12 on the one side, but on the other side I have to extrude somewhat inside. Like if the water need to flow inside, there need to be some extruded part, right? So for that, I'm going for options, go for side 2. I'm going to use blind here, not for a distance of 12. I'm going to use 6 here, and then click on OK. Now I'm going to create some hole for this extruded part. So go for extrude, go for the sketch view. Here I'm going to take the circle as a reference circle so that we can able to find a midpoint for the circle, and I'm going to draw a circle with a diameter of 10 then click on OK. Now I'm going to create a whole feature for this. So I'm going to flip the direction. It will be automatically turned as remove material. If it is not turned on, you need to turn it. And then I'm going to click on through on surface and then click on OK. So our like it's like an input hole, so it is on the top. So we need to create another output hole for this for in this side. So I'm going to select this surface and go for the extrude and go for the extrude view. Like we need to repeat all those things which we have done before. At the same, that is diameter as 12, and I'm going to adjust this height value as a value of 20. So yeah, that's okay. Now we need to do the same on the other side also. So this value 12, it's okay for me. Going for side 2, blind as a value of 6, and then click on OK. If you need to add some taper for this extrude also, you can also click on this add taper option. So I don't want to add taper for this extrude, so I'm just leaving it as it is. So I'm going to select this surface as extrude. I'm going for a sketch. Select this circle as a reference circle. I'm going to draw another circle with the diameter of 10 and then click on OK. Now I am going to flip the direction as it is on remove material option. So it is OK. Now I am going to give this through all option so that you can see the hole is created inside also. So then click on OK. So that's all guys. We have done our second part also. So let's save this part. Yeah, let's save this part on the same working directory. So click on OK. Now let's close this. Let's move on for the third part. I'm going to rename it as a part 3. So I'm gonna port solid ABS. So for this part 3, I'm going to create the same part which we have created on the part 2, like you have seen before, right? So I'm going to create exactly about exactly like which we have created before, but we have to change the dimensions of the two holes which we have created, right? Input and output. So I'm going to edit those dimensions only. So let's repeat all those things which we have done before. I'm directly going for the extrude. So the same center rectangle as 100, 60, click OK. Extruder value as 100. I'm doing it fast, guys, because we have done this before itself. So I'm going to repeat all those things again. Select all those edges. That's all. Shell the same like thickness value as 3. So up to this we can do the same, but after this we need to create input and output hole. In that part 2 we have created in inside hole. For input hole we have created here and output hole we have created here. No. So yeah, so for the part 3 also we are going to create the output hole with the same dimensions. So we have to change the input hole only. So this distance was 20 as we enter the same for the before itself. So now extruded length as same, but for blind as a side 2 we need to create 6 as a value of 6. So same surface, go for x2, go for the extruded view. I'm going to select this surface, circle the diameter of 10, then click on OK. Flip the direction as it is on remove material, click on through all option and then click on OK. So we have created this output hole, but we have to create input hole on this side. Okay, like for the part 2 we have created this side. So for this part 3 we have to create on this face. So go for the extrude, like yeah, the circle with the diameter of 12, and then this distance as 84. Yeah, so okay, instead of doing again and again those extruders, so I'm directly drawing another circle here with the diameter of 10 and then click on OK. So if we do like this, it will be like you can see we need to create another extrude for creating this hole. Okay, it's okay. Let's try this option also. Let's go for site to blind. I'm going to enter a value of 6, then click on OK. Now you can see the inner wall is got fully closed. I'm going to extrude again, and I'm going to draw a circle up to this reference. Click on OK. Flip the direction, remove material, and then through all extrude. So this is how we created our second part. So that's all, guys. We can save this part and let's move on for the next part. So let's close this and then let's create a new part again. Rename it as part 4, and I'm going to select this template as as part solid ABS. So for this part, I'm going to create a container shaped structure for storing those waters. Like we are going to create some input and output pipeline features. So there should be some storage tank, right? So for that only we will put input and output. So those things I'm going to create a storage container like structure. So I'm going to select this top, extrude, and go for the sketch view. Here I'm going to draw a center rectangle for that with dimensions of 180 as a length and 100 as a length, and then click on OK. Now I'm going to extrude this to a value of 40 and then click on OK. Now as I already said, it is a container, right? So we have to create some self user for this. So I'm going to add this thickness as 4 and then click on OK. So now, like we have done before, for those two tanks we have created input and output line, right? So for this container also we should create some input and output lines. For this like input is okay because here the we are where the water is going to store. So we are going to create only two inputs, like from one input from the tank and another input from another tank. So for this I'm going to select this surface. I'm going for extrude. I'm going for the extrude view. Here I'm going to draw a circle like this as the diameter as 12. As we entered all these diameter as the same, and I'm going to add this distance to a value of 20 and then click on OK. Extruded value as 12, and for the side, for the side 2, I'm going to use blind. But here, if we use 6, it will be very small on the other side. So I am going to use as a distance of value 10 here, and then click on OK. So I'm going to select this surface again, going for extrude, and I'm going to draw another circle, and this circle radius has a value of 10, and then click on OK. Flip the direction and select the through all option. As you can see, our hole is created. So now I'm going to create another input hole on this back side. Okay, so I'm going to select this surface, go for the extrude, and go for the extruded view. Now here I'm going to draw a circle like this as the same diameter which we have entered before, and this distance also same 20. Go for extruded view, and here, okay, sorry, yeah. So here for the side 2, I'm going to use the same blind value as 10 and then click on OK. Select this surface again, go for the extrude, and now here I'm going to take reference for the circle, close it. I'm going to draw another circle like with a diameter of 10, click on OK. Now I'm going to flip the direction, select this through all option, and then click on OK. So now our storage container box, like yeah, we have created this part. So I'm going to save this part as a part 4. Now close this, and we are going to create the final part, which is nothing but part 5. Select this template as as part solid ABS. So here I'm going to create like a big tank from which the water can be imported for all these two primary tanks and to the storage container. So for this, we need to create a big container. So yeah, I'm going to sketch on the top plane, go for the sketch view. Here I'm going to draw a circle with a diameter of 100, and I'm going to extrude this to a value of 200 and then click on OK. Now for this we need to create like a hollow feature for this. So I'm going to create shell as a thickness of 4 and then click on OK. As it is a tank, right? So we need to create it as a hollow structure. So now I'm going to add some cap. So if the water gets opened, some dust particles or other things will get entered. So I'm going to create a cap for this. So let's go for sketch on this plane. So here I'm going to take a reference for this surface. I'm going to draw a line like this, and let's adjust this length as a value of 60. Yeah. So I'm going to create another point here. This distance also same 60. Now let's create a 3-point tangent arc like this, and I'm going to adjust this radius value as 64. And yeah, so for the revolve tool we need to create a center line, right? So we created the center line and then click on OK. Now we can go for this revolve, make it as a solid. Yeah, that's all guys, our top part has been completed. So for this also we need to create two output holes. So for that, for creating that two output holes, we need to create hole from here, right? So for that we need to create another plane like this, as we need to take this right plane as a reference plane, and we need to create another plane like this, and in that plane we need to sketch. Okay, so go for plane, select this right plane and drag like this. As we know about this distance, like this from center plane to this edge, like it is 50. So we are going to extrude the output circle to a value of 12. So I'm going to add 12 here. So this is our plane. So then click on OK. So I'm going to sketch on this plane, go for the sketch view. So here I'm going to draw two circles, yeah, two output circles from this. Yeah, we can draw from any distance, 12, and another circle the equal dimensions. So I'm going to edit these dimensions, like between these dimensions I'm going to enter a value of yeah, 30 is okay. So here 70, 70, or yeah, 90 is okay. So then click on OK. Now I'm going to extrude this, flip the direction, and click yeah, wait, up to the next surface. So then click on OK. Now I'm going to select this surface again, go for extrude and go for the sketch view. Here I'm going to take a reference for these two circles. I'm going to create a whole feature for these two circles. I'm going to make these two circles as a equal constraint, so that if we edit one dimension, another dimension will change automatically. Then click on OK. Now flip the direction as a remove material option. You can click this through all section. As you can see the inner structure. Okay. So then click on OK. So now our part has been completed, but we need to create like a stand like structure for fixing this tank. So I'm going to select this bottom surface, go for sketch and go for the sketch view. Here I'm going to create a circle with diameter of 12 as a distance of 37. So I don't want to spend more time on this stand, guys, as it is not going to play a big role on this part. So I'm going to add somewhat like normal dimensions here. Extruder value as 80. So we need to convert this as 4. So I'm going to select this and I'm going for pattern, select axis pattern, select this center axis, and the angle as 360. Number of members is 4. Okay, that's okay. Then click on OK. So now our final part also has been completed. Okay, we are good to go. So let's go and assemble all these parts. So I'm going to save this part first, then click on OK. So then let's close this part. Let's go for the assembly and click the default template. And I'm going to rename this file name as pipeline underscore ASM. So here I'm going to select the template as MMNS ASM design ABS. As we have selected ABS there, we have to select the same here. So here at first I'm going to assemble all our parts, but we need to assemble the base plate first. Go for the preview. This is the base plate that we have created. So open it. So for this base plane, I'm going to get default template for this. So then click on OK. So let's assemble the other parts. Let's assemble the second part. So for this part, I'm going to assemble here. So I'm going to select this bottom plane and this top plane and make it as a coincident. And now I'm going to select this face and this face and make it as a distance, like the distance value of 30. And for this side also, I'm going to select this surface and this surface distance as a value of 30. So it is on this side, right? So we have to drag like this. We have to enter a value of 30. So our first part has been assembled. Let's click OK. So now let's go for the second part. It's like a third part. Open it. The like the same which we have done before. We have to repeat that. Select this surface, make it as a coincident. Drag like this. And now I'm going to select this surface and then this surface. Make it as a distance. Drag like this. Enter a value of 30. Now I'm going to select this surface and this surface and the distance value of 30 here. Then let's click on OK. Now our two parts has been assembled successfully. Let's go for the third part. So for the third part, it's like we can import this big tank. Open it. So for this, I'm going to select this surface and this bottom surface, make it as a coincident, and then I'm going to drag like this, and for this, I'm going to select this surface and this part center plane, make it as a distance, drag like yeah, like this. So I'm going to enter a value of 70, and for this side also select this surface and select this plane and make it as a distance, drag like this, and enter a value of 70, and then click on OK. So now our part has been completed. So let's assemble the final part. Select this bottom container. So here we have to repeat the same. Select this bottom surface and select this top surface. Make it as a coincident. Drag like this, and then let's select this surface and this surface. We can create some distance feature here. Drag like this, and I'm going to add a dimension of 20 here, and then select this surface and this surface, and here also I'm going to add a distance of 10. Like if we put 10, it looks like so near for that part, so let's give 20. So then click on OK. So yeah guys, that's all. So here we have created almost 5 parts and we have assembled all those parts correctly. So we can uh, yeah, we can give some appearances for this part. So for that, uh, yeah, after doing piping option, we can also give some separate color for the pipelines. So I'm going to select, I'm going to give some appearances for all these parts. So I'm going to select this composite color, yellow color for this external surface of this tank. Click on OK. And then, yeah, for this, uh, for this surface also, and then click on OK. Now, for this big tank, I'm going to give the same black color for this entire component. And then I think we can also give this yellow color for this part also. So I'm going for intense surface, select this part and this part, take input, this output hole, and then click on OK. So now we need to give some more colors. So for pipe, after creating that pipe only, we can able to give color, so that we'll see in next video. So I'm going to give some dark blue color, yeah, for this tank. Select this part and then click on OK. Okay, for the base plate, I'm going to give, we can create a color. Going to create as a paint color, reduce all these. I'm going to give like this dark green. Was it? So this color is not good, I think so. We can select some more. Yeah, we can select this color also. Then click on OK. So we have given already a color for the top plane, so it is not selecting. We have to select the surface again. So for the intent surface of this inside, we have to give some watercolor for that. So I can't able to find watercolor in this template. So I'm going to create some blue color from this wheel, like yeah, like this. Close this, select this appearance, and go for the intern surface. Select this intern surface. Select this intern surface. So select this. So why I'm giving this light blue color for this intern surface means, because in this intern surface only the water will be stored. So for showing it differently, I'm going to give this color. So that's all. So that's all, guys. So we have created and assembled all our parts, and let's give piping option for this output and input, from this output to this input, and from this output to this, and from this to this. So we will see in next video about how to create that piping line feature and what are all the features available in that piping option. So let's see deeper in next video. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next video. Bye.